All right, Ryan, 4 days and counting until Election Day. But for around 80 million people and counting, their decision has already been made.
Yeah, that's right. Early and absentee voter turnout is breaking records across the country. Nationwide, the number of early votes is close to 60% of the total number of ballots in 2016, with some areas already surpassing their turnout from 4 years ago.
People are really enthused about this, and I think they know that their vote is their voice, and they want their voice to be heard.
We've seen some of the longest lines in swing states like Florida. The latest NBC News Marist poll shows Biden with a slight 4-point lead over Trump in Florida. That's within the margin of error. So far, more than 6 million Floridians have voted early, and that number will continue to grow as early voting runs through tomorrow night in Florida.
Nearly 2.3 million Coloradans have already cast their vote in this election. That's 60% of all registered voters in our state. Most of them have been returned by mail, though more than 50,000 people have voted in person. And if that's your preference, by the way, you can vote in person this weekend at the place formerly known as Pepsi Center. The newly renamed Ball Arena opened up for in-person voters today. Remember, you have until 7 p.m. on Tuesday to vote, either in person or by placing your ballot in a drop box. And when you drop off your ballot in Jefferson County, more than 500 people help get it counted. It's a long process that Jeffco clerk and recorder George Stern is walking us through.
Each day at least, sometimes multiple times a day, a team of bipartisan election judges comes to this box and they empty it. All of our 24-hour election boxes are on 24/7 surveillance. They're putting those ballots while they're on surveillance into a secure bag. They're then filling out a seal log for that bag. They're putting a seal on it that is never opened until they're back to our secure election warehouse. They're transporting that bag together in a bipartisan team. In the basement of this building is our secure election warehouse. We've got essentially 4 stops here on the life of a ballot. Hello all. Cynthia is scanning the barcodes on the bag to make sure that it's the bag we sent out. They are getting these ballots in order before they go through our mail sorter machine. This mail sorter can process up to 22,000 ballots an hour. We're taking a picture of the signature on the ballot. The second round through, it would slice open that envelope, and those ballots then get ready to be opened up by our teams in the next room. All right, we'll go to step 2. Thank you all. We hire 500 temporary workers during the election. Thank you all. They're paid to be here. They've gone through FBI background checks. To even move them down the hallway in this secure facility under surveillance, we still have a bipartisan team moving them. Come on in. They are looking at the signature on the ballot envelope and comparing it to a signature we have on file. When they're accepted, they'll then bring them down the hall and into this room over here. They are now actually removing the ballot from the ballot envelope to make sure there's no coffee stains, juice stains. We had food stuck to one yesterday or the day before, making sure that it can go through our scanning machine. So this is the last stop for the ballots. Only 4 folks in the world have keycard access to this room, and here we are. Excuse us, hello, hello. They're feeding these stacks of ballots into these scanning machines. These machines are never connected to the internet. They also are the ones who see any of the write-in choices. We get John Elway from time to time, depending on how the Broncos are doing that week. At 7 p.m. on Tuesday, November 3rd, we're gonna click tabulate, and that's gonna spit out the results to us.
Thank you.
It takes a ballot probably 3 or 4 hours to get through the entire process through counting.
So cool to see behind the scenes there. And hey, be sure to watch 9 News on election night for extensive coverage of the local and national races. Our coverage starts at 4 p.m. next Tuesday. NBC Nightly News picks it up at 4:30, along with NBC's election night coverage. Then on Channel 20, we'll be back right at 7 to bring you local results and continue our full coverage. Also, we're going to be streaming our coverage on 9news.com and the 9 News app.